Good day, gamers. Fortain here, and welcome to episode 12 of Minecraft StoneBlock. Hello, everyone. I currently have the googly eyes as we start recording today's episode. Yes, we're full of googles. We're here in the tree farm in the Arboretum, because that's going to be something we're working on today. Hello, everyone. I'm doing well, and I hope you're doing well as well. Googly eyes aside, we are doing well. But today, we're going to be working on a few things. I've got the tree farm pretty much complete in terms of the main trees that we're going to be setting up here. It's about 74-ish. A few other things can be planted later on, and we're going to be saving these areas over here and over here for that. But for now, I want to get the main tree farm mostly completed. There are a few saplings that we need to gain access to. We haven't gotten them just yet, but we will eventually. I also want to today hatch some 1010 chicken eggs, because I've been working on growing some of the chickens we've been working on previously. They're up to 999s. They've laid some 1010 eggs, so I want to go ahead and start hatching those 1010 eggs. We also do need to cull some of the chickens that we've gotten so far, because we've got a lot of overstocked chickens. Going from the original 11s to 333, 555, 777, 999, and then up to the 1010s that we're going to be making today. And then last but not least, I would like to try and get started on some Botania stuff. There's a few pieces of equipment that I want to get access to, and that requires crafting with mana. To gain access to mana, I have to do some steps in Botania. So that's what I'm hoping to end on today. First things first, let's go ahead. We've got our sapling deep storage just to clear up space over there and to make sure that I can count as many saplings as possible that I've actually completed. I've moved all the saplings from over there into here. I will have some extras over there, but for right now, just to make sure I have an accurate count of what I need and what I currently have, I've moved them here. So we're going to go ahead and plant a bunch of these. Pretty much all of them, with the exception of like the ones that I have a bunch of, will be planted. And then later on, I will go through and figure out exactly which ones I still need to either purchase or find another way to gain access to. There we go. And then we'll work on that on camera. But for now, let's get going. The vast majorities are going to be using the grass blocks to grow with, because if we take a look here with the grass blocks, we take a look at the sapling itself of the bonsai tree. Again, the dirt block grows a little faster, but has a lower drop chance. The grass block has the standard grow time, but 100% drop chance. So I want to go with that. Most of these, like I said, are going to be using the grass block. So we're just going to be putting a bunch in here. Apple, apricot. Going down the line. Some like the blue slime, red slime, magma slime. Those do take specific soils, which we'll be getting access to later on. Like there's going to be some certain slime blocks that we have to get. I think some of like the, let me check real quick. I think like the fuse wood and the other nether ones require netherrack to grow on, but I'll double check. Yeah, so like the fuse wood, the, was it dark wood, I think it is, requires netherrack. Thank you. Put one in there at the moment. Same with the ghost wood. Just kind of going down the line here, putting all of these in. We do have the two different types of maple, one from Natura, one from Pam's Harvest Craft. But yeah, this is going to be the first thing that I'm working on today, just to get all of these resources started going. The vast majority of what I'm going to be getting from this stuff is simply the the oak wood, because a lot of these modded trees are simply just modified oak trees. So I'm not going to be getting a ton of like super fancy wood blocks or logs from them, but some of them will have special logs. All right, so let's see. We've got the amaranth, goes right here. We've got almond. They're in somewhat alphabetical order. Avocado. We've got banana. Move this here. Fill up my hotbar here with trees. Let's see. We've got dragon fruit. Right here. Date. Apricot got moved over. And we can start watching all these things grow as we work here. We got coconut. Cinnamon. Chestnut. We got some... Oops. I goofed. Get back here. That's acacia. That's apple. That's apricot. That's what I meant to do. Avocado, banana, perfect. Okay. Birch. Got some dark oak. Let's see. Over here we got some mango. These were in order, and then I shifted them all into my inventory, which of course takes them out of order. That's fine. Lime, lemon, jackfruit, hopseed. I didn't mean to grab all the jungle ones that I had, but that's okay. Let's see, we've got hazelnut, which is... There you are. Hazelnut. Guava. The other main reason I want to get these all going is for the simple reason of I want to start playing around with the different foods that you can craft with these materials. So I need to plant them and start getting said materials before I can play with them. Start crafting a whole bunch of different tasty foods. Cashew. Breadfruit. The stinky, stinky durian. All right, that is all of that. Go grab the rest. A couple sips of apple juice. All right. I only need one mineral sapling. Thank you. Only need one oak sapling, even though I'm going to be getting an absolute tonnage of oak wood. Because, again, a lot of these are just modified oak trees. There we go. Run on over to this side. Let's see, this is the papaya. We've got orange, nutmeg, super spicy, olive. This is the maple from Pam's Harvest Craft. There we go. And then maple from Natura. But yes, I have been working, not like super hard. It didn't take a long time to get all of this set up. It is just one of those things of sitting down to set up, craft all the chests, craft all the hopping bonsais, make sure that I have enough grass blocks for all of these to grow, and then setting up all the signage. Like, okay, I got to type the same thing for each one, tree farm, blank sapling, tree farm, soursop sapling, tree farm, spectre sapling, and so on. Say, not difficult by any stretch of the imagination, but it just takes a while. Oh, does the redwood not work in here? I thought it did. Well, darn. I thought it did. That's all right. Nope. Okay. Well, in that case, we'll have to make a specific spot just for the redwood. Okay. We shall get to that later on then. Let's see. Peppercorn. Persimmon. I am not just going to plant a redwood and try and make it grow just in the middle of my base for several reasons. Number one, it takes an actual 7x7 set of saplings for it to grow if you're trying to grow it manually. I don't have that many right now. Oh, perfect. And B, the redwoods grow up to be absolutely enormous. They are probably beyond, I want to say they're probably even bigger than the trees that we find in the Betweenlands in like Sevtech. They are absolutely enormous, and they will very much overwrite blocks that are in your that are just around. They will overwrite them when growing, so you could lose a large chunk of your base if you attempt to grow a redwood and it actually successfully grows. And I would really not like to have that happen. So we're gonna wait to grow the redwood sapling. I'll have to make like a specific dedicated area for it. Either that, or I will like maybe find another dimension that I can be like, okay, I'm gonna empty out this chunk completely from top to bottom, plant the redwood saplings, and boof, grow it. It's not going to happen just yet, but that's okay. So now we're starting to get all the drops from all these. We've got acacia, we've got almonds, amaranth, we've got the apple saplings, apricots, avocados, bananas, birch. Let's see, we've got breadfruit. We've got all of these different saplings. So again, in terms of this area, there are now 73 instead of 74 because we're excluding the redwood. So there's going to be 73 of these that are just going to be growing constantly. Every now and again, I'll come in here to gather up all the materials. We're going to have a deep storage, quote unquote, aka dedicated storage for just this thing. We're going to have a deep storage of all the logs. So basically, all of the oak and vanilla logs are going to be up here. The modded logs are going to be down here. So things like Menril and Silverbell and Fusewood and such. Because we're going to be generating an absolute tonnage of sticks. This is where all the sticks are going to go, just for deep storage. And then I'll have another one of these set up for like all of the fruits that we get. So like the apricots, the dates, the walnuts, which we're grabbing. Let's see what else we're going to have, like the tamarinds and so on. We're going to have a kind of a deep storage here. That way I can then take over what I want to use for crafting for foods and stuff. But that way I don't have all the different food drops from those trees just clogging up my food storage over here. Because as you can see, I kind of have that currently happening with eggs, and I want to use up some of the eggs. Yeah. So we'll have a storage area there. We'll have a storage area over there for just that stuff. And then when I get access to the digital storage, everything will just be stored in there and I won't have to worry about spacing. So done. Oh, let's see. Now that those are all planted, I am going to craft, since we have the powered anvil over there, I'm actually going to go ahead and craft a diamond sword to be able to start culling some of the extra chickens that we have. Why a diamond sword? Because I can. I don't want to use iron stuff right now. Boop. But since we don't have access to enchanting just yet, I'll use diamond and just repair it over there. Let's see. So we have the 10 chickens, or the 999 chickens with the 10 eggs that we've been getting so far. Go ahead and grab these as well as some seeds. That should be enough seeds for now. Perfect. Let's see, which chickens do I want to start with? I'm going to start with a log chicken. Let's go with a flint chicken. Let's do a lapis chicken, a purple chicken, and a sand chicken. So we're going to plant these eggs, or not really plant them, but put these eggs in the nests here. That way they can start growing up to be the triple 10 chickens themselves. Once they are the triple 10 chickens, we'll put them in the little hatchery nests here. Boop. And I do want to start trying to breed a couple of the different chickens with the roost little breeder. If we take a look, yeah, the chicken breeder. So I do want to set this up with, let's see, a couple wooden hoppers. Let's grab a couple chests. Because there's some certain types of chickens that I want to start getting access to that you can only get by breeding two chickens together. Let's actually grab a bunch. Let's grab all the seeds for right now and put them in here. But once I start getting these different chicken types, I can then use those to get progressively more powerful and more plentiful chickens. So let's just use an example here. If we take a look at the log chicken, which is... Where's my log chicken? There we go. So I take the log chicken and I breed it with certain things like log chicken plus flint chicken equals coal chicken. It'll be very good to have lots and lots of coal for several reasons that we'll be using. Lapis blue and log chicken gets snowball chickens. Log and ink black gets string chickens. Log and orange gets rubber chickens. Water and log and water gets amber chickens. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to have access to all these right now, but eventually, as I breed up better and better chickens, I'll have access to these things. Let's set this up just right here for the moment. Put the chicken breeder. Now, as we saw previously, the chicken breeder does require seeds to work. So we should be able to just hopper in the seeds. I'll grab some seeds back. Boop, boop, boop. And perfect. So I'll put the two chickens in here. They'll breed with the seeds, and they should go a lot faster with the stats being triple 10s. And then the chickens themselves that are produced will go here, hoppered out into here into the chest. All right, that is going. While we wait for these chickens to hatch, let's go ahead and cull some of the ones we have, because again, there was quite a lot of, let's see, dump its chest. As I said, there's quite a lot of in-progress chickens that were made during, breeding all these together. So we can do this while we wait for these ones to grow up. 'Tis a simple process. We just head over here, place down the chicken, boop, and we get ourselves some drops. Oh, we're getting some solidified experience too. Very nice. That actually is going to be pretty helpful if we are able to get... Oh, I got a loot bag. I got more loot bags. I don't really care about the loot bags. The loot bags, just like the... can I put this in my offhand and swing it? I don't think I can. No. I can right-click with it, but I can't swing it. The loot bags. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that, but sure, we'll take that. I got some Infernium essence, which is one of the things as part of Mystic Agriculture. that I'm gonna need. Oh, I got a hat. Nice. I'm very glad that I'm doing this on camera, because if I had gotten those things off camera, that would have not been very fun. I'd be like, oh crap, I now have to revert back to... Oh, I got a spirit. Oh, I have to kill it with magic like a potion. Oh, that's actually how you get access to ectoplasm. Oh, it died. Okay, then. Was not expecting that. Oh, I love modded Minecraft. It's so derpy sometimes. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that I'm glad that I'm not doing this off camera. I was originally thinking, okay, I'll just process all these guys off camera. It's not going to be a big deal. But no, it's a good thing that I decided to go ahead and do it on camera, just because of getting all these things that I'm going to need. Let's see. I'll be able to put all these drops away, which will be nice. And like I said, I'm very happy that I'm getting this solidified experience. Let's see. Right clicking, get experience back. Okay, cool. So yeah, not only am I getting XP from just slaying the chickens, I'm also getting solidified experience as a drop. Cool. Go. First batch of chickens down. Yes. All right. How are these doing? They're almost ready. Go ahead and drop off these drops. Grab some more chickens and continue processing them. I'm just going to put all this stuff in here for the moment. I am going to take these loot bags and put them in retired and useless stuff. There we go. At the end of the series, I may go through and open up all of the... I may go through and open up all the loot bags just to see what I got. Again, I'm not that interested in using them, because I don't want to have it be the case where I show off, hey, I can now do this really insanely powerful thing because I just got an endgame whatever. And for all of you watching who are, you know, attempting to play along or are using this as kind of a guide to, hey, how do I do this? It wouldn't be that fair for you all to look at and go, well, you're doing this, you know, you're making this machine based on getting this thing from a loot bag, which takes normally ages to make. So that wouldn't really be like a good representation of, here's how you do this, by essentially hoping to get lucky with some endgame materials. That's not exactly, you know, it's not accurate. It's not, it wouldn't be like really the right way to do that. And I see my chickens over there have grown up. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to toss, let's see, there's nothing else on the ground here. Hello, chickens! Little baby chickens! You're the first of my triple tens. Welcome, welcome, triple tens. Alright. Grab the animal net, the chicken catcher. Alright, guys, come on over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All you little baby chickens, come on over here. Proceed to eat a bunch of seeds. Use them randomly amongst them. Reduce their cooldown. There we go. Let's see, how are we looking? Your cooldown goes a little bit more. Boop. There we go. There's my first triple 10 here. Your cooldown is good. Oh, there we go. Perfect. And you. Perfect. And done. Done. Perfect. All right. So we're going to take our log chicken, our triple 10 log chicken, and our flint chicken. Go. And we're going to place them in here. Boop, boop. So that is going to be just working over time as we're working on other projects to hopefully create some coal chickens. It will also create some of either one of those two. There is a chance that you can get a coal chicken, but every time this process completes, it will generate some chicken. So whether it is a coal chicken, whether it is another log chicken or another flint chicken, don't know. We'll see what happens. But it is something that we can have running while we're working on other things. There we go. Okay. That is done. Let us grab the rest of these chickens. And we'll go ahead and process them while we're waiting for... Hey, so that first breeding session was completed. And we got ourselves another triple 10 log chicken. So at the very least, if we're breeding more of these types of chickens, we should be getting stats roughly similar. Oh, look at that little hat. Oh, I got a new hat, a Pocky hat. We should be getting stats similar to what they are for the chickens that we put in there. So in theory, if we take two triple 10 chickens and breed them together into a new type of chicken, it should be another triple 10 chicken, which is going to save us a lot of time for... should save us a lot of time for crafting up the better chickens. So we're not having to, for example, start with a coal chicken that is triple 1. Hey, we've just bred these two chickens together and we get a coal chicken that is already at triple 10. Now, if we're using the hatchery, these ones over there, if we're using those, I don't... It's a weird mask, but okay. Glove World. Okay. Strange decorative things. But, if we're using those, I don't know if the resulting eggs from those will also be equivalent to what the parent chickens are, or if they will start at triple 1. Don't know. But at the very least, I'm hoping that the chickens we'll get from here are going to be triple 10s. Let's see. These are already laying things, which is good. So we've gotten 2 flints and a log. We'll just let that process. We can dump off these drops for now. I'll sort through them later. Process the last of these chickens. Yes, these are the last of the in-progress chickens for now. And then next up, we shall go ahead and start working on the Botania stuff. Botania, at the very least for me, is always a fun mod. It's a magical mod with plants, magical plants, magical mana generation, things like that. I do enjoy it a lot. There are some very good items that you can make with it. Some very good armor, some very powerful food that you can make with it, which is always nice. There's a few bosses that you can fight, which is kind of fun. All in all, I do enjoy Botania as a mod. Still got that. Let's just wait for this next grow cycle, see if we happen to get a cool chicken. 3, 4, 5, 6. Baloney. What did we get? Another flint chicken. That's okay. We'll just let this run for a bit. I've got plenty of seeds and can easily get more seeds. So just letting that go is going to be not a big deal at all. Drop all this off into the dumpage chest. Let's see. What's next? Yeah, we'll work on Botania in just a second. Okay. There are a couple things that I want to make real quick before I start working on Botania. One of them, if you've seen the unfortunateness that was the playthrough before of that's fine. If you saw the unfortunateness that was StoneBlock 3 previously, there's a certain item called Time in a Bottle. There it is. Time in a bottle. So what this does is it basically allows you to accrue time in the bottle. As you play, it will just start collecting however long you play in there. You can then use that time to add extra ticks to a block that's working. So for example, if I want to speed up the autosieve, if I want to speed up one of the generators to make extra power very fast, I can use the time in a bottle to do so. It doesn't work for every block, but it does work for a lot of them. So it'll be good to go ahead and make now. And then as I'm doing stuff off camera, it's generating time. And then if I need to on camera, boop, use it. And now we have a faster machine. So we're going to need gold, diamonds, lapis, a glass bottle, and a clock. Clock is pretty easy. We just need a little bit of gold. And then a little bit more gold for the actual bottle itself. A piece of redstone. A couple pieces of lapis. Let's see. A couple diamonds. And then we need a bottle, which I've not made any yet. So just go ahead and craft a couple bottles. Boop, boop, boop. We now have a glass bottle. We need the clock. And now we have the time in a bottle. So yeah, we're just going to leave this in the inventory. It's just going to accrue time. And then whenever I need to use it to speed up something, just right click it with the bottle itself. And there we go. Cool. Let's see. The next thing, we have the cobblestone generator. It is currently a tier 2. We can make it a tier 3 by surrounding it with diamonds. We have enough diamonds to do so. Not only to make it generate cobblestone faster, but it's also one of the quests in here. Speaking of quests, we'll go ahead for Mystic Agriculture and complete this quest, the Infernium Essence. It just says crafting material. So all we had to do was collect a piece of Infernium Essence, and we get a loot chest. Next up is going to be Prudentium, Intermedium, Supremium. We'll be going through the Mystic Agriculture stuff later on. Away with you, loot chest. And we'll grab the loot bags from here. And away with you for now. Okay. So we got the cobblestone generator. We need diamonds. We shall surround this like so. Ba-da-doop. There we go. Cobblestone generator tier 3. Thank you. So this is going to be making one block of cobblestone every 10 ticks. So essentially 2 every second. Very nice. We head back to the main quest. There it is. Cobblestone generator tier 3 is capable of making 1 cobblestone per 10 ticks, aka 2 per second. Claim. The next one is going to require blaze rods to make, which I don't have access to yet, but once I get into immersive engineering, I'll be able to make those. But for now, we'll just stick with the tier 3. So it does output to an inventory above it, and it outputs to a hopper below it. So I'm going to actually make the auto compressor, which is something I was looking to make previously. And this is essentially going to take all the cobblestone from this thing and just continuously cycle it to compress it. So it's going to take some workbenches, iron ingots, and a block of iron. That's going to be pretty easy to make. Iron, and I've got plenty of wood. I don't have any crafting benches already made up, but that's okay. So let's see. Yep. Take that. 1, 2, 3, and 4 crafting benches. Auto compressor. Done. So now what we can do is, if I am correct, so we put down the let's see, let me grab a power cable just to be able, because this thing does take power. If we take a look, yep, takes power. Doesn't take a lot of power. So basically the cobblestone is going to go into here and it's going to be compressed, output into here. I'll take an item pipe and swing it back around so it just continuously cycles through and is continuously compressing all the time. Let's see. We're going to need 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Do I not have any more power? I don't. Okay. That's easily made. It should be steel. Boop, boop, and a piece of redstone. And then we got to surround that enriched alloy, reinforced alloy, and atomic alloy. Go ahead and make some more power cable. Yep, there we go. Okay, surround that, enriched alloy, surround that, reinforced alloy, surround that, atomic alloy. Perfect. Okay. So let's put that for right now. Let's put it right here. So that, and then very fast, we need to put the auto compressor on top. That is now outputting. Perfect. I'm going to put power like so. That is now generating power into here. So yep, every time this gets 9 cobblestone in it, it just makes the compressed cobblestone. So now what we do, let's see if this works correctly. Boop, boop. And then I need my configurator. Let's see if we make this work correctly. Boop, boop. Nope, it's not pulling from there. Is it from the side, possibly? Come back here. Let's see. Do we need to pull from the side? Nope. It's not from the side either. Do we have to pull from the bottom? That's possible. Let's see. If we take that, yep. So yeah, so basically this is going to be the pattern, is once we get... So basically, once we have this start cycling through, it'll take the compressed cobblestone from here, put it back into here, and then it becomes double compressed. Once it'll then take the double compressed, send it back through, and make triple compressed, and so on. All right, we'll let this work for right now, and we'll play around with it again a little later. That's okay. Say apologies. I was thinking that I would be able to pull it from the side. Apparently it doesn't. That's okay. How are my chickens doing? We've got coal chickens, but unfortunately it looks like they start at 111. Okay, well, good to know. I was not sure. Hey, you got to figure it out somehow. So, yep, it is 111 stats. That's all right. Go ahead and capture that. Pop them in there. It'll start making eggs, and we'll just do that process. Cool. We still have cold chickens, which is the main thing I was looking to do. So, awesome sauce. I will take it. Let's see. We can put away the configurator. We can put away the chicken stuff for now. Actually, I want to hang on to that animal net for the moment because I want to, like I said, start working on Botania. And Botania stuff is over in the Botanicarium. I would like to move the animals that are currently in the Botanicarium out of there. And I think I can do it with the animal net. I can move them over to that pen right there. But if not, there's also the piggy backpack that I can make to be able to do such things. Let's take a look at Botania. So with the Lexica Botania, there's a process to do this. The first thing we're going to need to make is the Petal Apothecary. That's going to allow us to make a Pure Daisy, which is going to allow us to make Living Rock and Living Wood. So if we take a look here at the basics, Petal Apothecary, like so. Basically this setup. This lets us take the flower petals that we've been getting in Botania to start crafting certain flowers. Specifically the Pure Daisy. The Pure Daisy then allows you to turn stone into living stone and logs into living wood. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's head over to Botania. Let's see. So first thing we need is the Petal Apothecary, which is cobblestone, cobblestone slabs, and any petal. I don't think I have any cobblestone slabs made, but not a big deal. I have an absolute tonnage of cobblestone, and I'm currently generating more right over there. So a slab should be that. And what color do we want to use? We've got plenty. Sure, let's use a black petal because we can. So Petal Apothecary, done. Got ourselves a Petal Apothecary. The next thing we need to do is we need to make the Pure Daisy. The Pure Daisy is made with 4 of the white petals, some water, and some regular seeds. Let me go grab some of the seeds that I put over in the chicken area. Nice. Let me go ahead, since we already have some coal chickens, we'll take these guys out once this next growth process is complete. Boop. Perfect. And we'll put them down here for now. How's my coal chicken doing? It'll grow a better coal egg later on. I do need to get some buckets of water, and I need to grab some seeds, that's right. A stack of seeds is good. 2 buckets of water. And we are going to need 4 petals. 4 white petals in specific. Boop, boop, boop. All right. And we'll also go ahead and grab some logs and some stone. There we go. So this process does take a little while to happen. While it is being worked on, while we're waiting for these things to process, I'm going to spend a little time moving these animals from over here where I was not intending them to have, not intending for them to be, we're going to move them into that little pen. Let's see. For the moment, we're just going to take and put some water here, just so I have infinite water. Just a little pool, like so. Perfect. So we take the Petal Apothecary, set it down, fill it with water. We toss in petals. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you see, we can see right here what petals we put in there, and then once we toss the seed in there, it shows what it makes. Boop. And now we have a pure daisy, like so. So thankfully enough, the pure daisy itself doesn't take any mana to work. You just set it down, place the blocks around it, like so, and in a minute or two, we shall have living wood. So while we're waiting for that to work, let's see. Hey, I can capture the rabbit. Nice. Okay. So I'm just going to be running these guys back and forth here, because like I said, that process takes a minute or so to actually complete. But instead of just sitting there waiting to watch the living stone and living wood complete, I can actually, like, get something else done. Boop, rabbit. Right. And, of course, because of Vein Miner, I can mine up the wood and stone pretty quickly. Let's take a look at this. Filling up nicely. Boop, boop, and a boop. That is compressing quite well. So let's see. We're getting double compressed. Good. It is actually going up to triple compressed. Glad to know. Hey, we have our first blocks of living wood. Very nice. Very useful. Oh, Oh. There. Perfect. We have living wood. All right. Next up, we'll go ahead and make some living stone. I got the sheep. Good to know that I can pick up the sheep. Bring it on over once again. I'll probably do the rest of moving all of these animals over here, you know, off camera. But at the moment, I just wanted to see if I could... Oh, you changed color. Interesting. At the moment, I mainly wanted to see if I could bring them over with this net, or if I had to make the piggy backpack. Oh, look at that. We've already got a 333 egg from this cold chicken. Nice. Plant you. Thank you. Alright, back on over. And we should have... There we go. We have living stone now. Awesome. There we go. Living stone made. Hi. Hello, sheep. Excuse me. I need you to move, sheep. Sheep, move. Thank you. Can I capture the polar bears? I can. Yes, you can fit an entire polar bear, a giant, giant polar bear, in this tiny little animal net. Because reasons. Drop off the polar bear. Hello. You've got googly eyes now. Egg is doing well. All right. So like I said, we're just going to be repeating this process for a little bit. Getting more living stone, living rock, and living wood. There we go. And perfect. I'm not going to make too much at the moment. just enough to actually get a little started into Botania. And then I'll make more off camera. Auto compressor is still doing very good. Not taking too much power. I've got tons of power, so I don't really have to worry about it. Eggs are still going nicely. But yeah, this will now be several chickens that I have the highest form of. I've got 10 eggs, 10 chickens. Eventually, I will be setting up a full roost setup, so that way I can have all of them producing all the time. All their drops are going into a big storage area. Oh, I see what's it's because I'm sprinting towards here, and then because I'm still holding shift, it's, yeah, there we go. It's trying to judge what area that I'm trying to select is. That's all right. Thank you. Probably, let's see. We'll make one more set. We're making the living wood now. We'll make one more set of living rock, and then we'll go ahead and move to the next step here. Chicken egg is doing good, 43%. Hello. Oop. You lost your hat, good sir. Let's see. What else would I like to work on? Obviously, while I'm doing all of this. Got the polar bear, or the other polar bear. All right. This will be the last bit of living stone and living wood that I make for the moment. Can I don't think I can. Nope, that's fine. I couldn't remember if there was like living wood planks, or you just go straight from the logs to the sticks. You go straight from logs to sticks. That's okay. All right. Animals are ever so carefully being moved over here. Is that a good percentage? I do want to make sure that this area doesn't get too full, and that this doesn't fill up too much, but I should be okay to kind of just let it run for a while. Stutter there, weird, but we're good. It happens every now and again with all the mods going. Right. So we now have a nice amount of living rock and a nice amount of living wood. The next thing that we need to make is the Wand of the Forest. The Wand of the Forest will allow us to attach the generating flora, aka the flowers that make mana, to the mana spreader, and then point said mana spreader at a mana pool, so we can accurately get the mana into where we need it to go. So the Wand of the Forest is pretty much 3 living wood twigs and a combination of any of the 2 either petals or mushrooms. Let's go grab some of that. This is always one of those big questions that I try and decide on. It's like, what color of Wand of the Forest do I want to make? Because there's, you know, a bunch of different combinations. Which one do I want to use? But anyway, the sticks themselves are made by combining 2 full logs. Oh, there are planks, but you can't use the planks to make sticks. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We have ourselves 3 living wood twigs. Since part of the Wand of the Forest is green, this bottom portion, let me take a look real quick and see what the 2 green petals look like. Again, whichever petal you use does not make a difference. You know, the wand will act exactly how it should no matter which petals you use, but I do want it to kind of look nice. Let's see, that combination there, or that combination. Do I want 2 light colored ones? No, I do kind of want to have all 3 colors of green. Yeah, that'll work. Bam. We've got ourselves a Wand of the Forest. All right. So using this Wand of the Forest, like I said, we're going to be pointing the generating flora that we're going to create at a mana spreader. And then from there, we'll be able to point that mana spreader at a mana pool. So we need to make these things. Mana spreader. So the basic mana spreader is simply a bit of gold, some living wood, and a petal of any color, which we have still more living wood. Let's see, what color do we want to use? Again, the color doesn't matter. Let's use brown because the living wood itself is somewhat brown. Again, makes no difference. And we're going to make ourselves our first mana spreader. Bum, ba, bum. Okay, we also need a mana pool. The mana pool is simply 5 living rock, like so, which we have plenty of living rock. There we go. Oh, hey, I got the advancement Vivid Wave. If we take a look at the advancements over here in Botania, Vivid Wave, craft a mana pool to store mana. We do still have to make a generating flower in a petal apothecary, which we're going to do momentarily. Yes. All right. So there are a few different types of generating flora. The major ones that we're going to be using are going to be the Endoflame. We take a look here at generating flora. We've got the Endoflame, Entropinium, Gormalis, Hydroagnius, Munchdew, Narslimus, Rose Arcana, and Thermalily. Each one of these consumes a different thing to generate mana. Endoflame generates coal, furnace fuel, and such. Entropium uses the power of exploding TNT. The Gormalilis eats food. Hydroagnius consumes water blocks, and so on. Endoflame tends to be the one that I lean towards the most, simply because it's the easiest to set up a fully automated system of you drop a bunch of blocks of coal coke, or what have you. The Endoflames will grab those blocks when they need to generate more mana. You then have a system to essentially circulate those blocks of coal back into a storage system, drop them back down, and they'll just keep cycling through because, unlike some of the others, the Endoflame will not attempt to use a resource if it's not needed. So, for example, the Gormalilis, it will keep eating food even if it's full. So you can be dropping food on it and it will keep consuming the food but not generate any extra mana from consuming that food. In addition, it has a diminishing returns where if you keep feeding it the same food every time, it will produce less and less mana every time. So instead of like trying to make a system that constantly cycles food, but only every X number of seconds to make sure it's not wasting food, and so on. I just go with Endoflame. The Hydroagnius, which is what we're going to make right now, just as a demo, but the Hydroagnius decays after a day in game. So you can't just let them keep going in perpetuity. They will decay and disappear over time. The Munch Dew is, pretty good, but if you'll notice, the Munch Dew eats leaf blocks to generate mana. A lot of my base is made out of leaf blocks, so I want to do that one very carefully in a test on it so you see what it looks like without it accidentally, eating the entirety of my base. Yeah. So for the moment, we are going to use the Hydroagnia. Again, I'm aware that it's going to disappear after a day, but I want to use it to test out the system and to show you all what it looks like. So the Hydroagnia, we're going to make 4 of them. It takes 2 blue petals and 2 cyan petals, which I should have enough. Let's see. So we're going to make, 2, 4, 6, 8, because we're going to make 4. And then 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got plenty of seeds. Speaking of seeds, let's go check on our 333 chicken over here, because he should be grown up by now. There he is. Oh, and he pooped a little bit. That's fine. Come here, little chicken. Let me make you grow up. There we go. And we'll capture him in the net. Perfect. Now this chicken, as it's growing up, will be producing coal. So I now have infinite coal from another method. Chickens. Let's see. I don't have my chicken stick on me. Grab that. I know we're going to be ending pretty soon. We're technically already at a little over an hour with this. But I do want to show the creation of this stuff off, just because. Okay, we have seeds, we have water over there. Do I have... I've got some wood slabs. Oh, yeah, we can just do that. Yeah, that's not a problem. Okay. Grab some wood slabs, and let's get this set up. Generate our first bits of mana for today. And we shall, for right now, set it up. Let's set it up over here. So we're going to have the... We got to create the plants first. Good point. Got to create the plants first. So we take the bucket. We put in 2 blue, 2 cyan, and seeds. We now have the advancement, Electric Magic. Make a generating flower and a petal apothecary. Very nice. Boop. And what we can do, which is always kind of nice, we just right-click with an empty hand and do the same recipe. Still have to toss in the seeds, but that's okay. There. So I got 4 Hydroagnias. We're going to set up just a little area here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So what this is going to allow me to do is create an area that has infinite water in it. Because, again, these flowers consume the water block to create their mana. I need a way for this to be constantly creating water source blocks. Let's see. So the flowers are going to go in these corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make sure I have the mana spreader set up. That should be within range. So we're going to have the mana pool. I will put it right here for the moment. I'm going to... that right there. Mana spreader. Like that. Okay. So the mana spreader is currently pointed that way. We're going to point it at the mana pool. No mana in the pool yet, but that's okay. We take the Hydroagnias. There. That is now connected to that. And as we can see, it's starting to gain mana. Do the same here. That's now connected. Do the same. That's now connected. And there we go. So all of these Hydroagnias are consuming this water source block here. Because of this water source block is next to these ones, these two are always infinitely creating a water source block here. So this will never run out of water to eat. Same thing with this one, this one, and this one. Since these are now connected to the mana spreader, if you'll notice, as I'm right-clicking it, you'll see the little green bar fill up. When the bar gets full enough, it will shoot a burst of mana at the mana pool. So now I am actively generating mana. This is my first little bits of mana. It's a tiny amount. I'm going to need to make a full setup to be able to craft large amounts of mana. But for right now, I have actual mana generation here for Botania. Let's take a look. Already got that. Can I make, with this little bits of mana that I have here, like I said, these plants are going to die in a day. That's okay. I will make the Endoflames next time and craft a full Endoflame setup. Do I have enough mana generation to make mana steel and a mana diamond? Let's see. 8 and a mana diamond. Let's take a look. Have this be the last thing that I do for today. If we take the diamond, take the iron. Nope, I don't have enough mana yet to make a mana diamond. But I do have enough mana to make mana steel. There we go. Now have my very first piece of mana steel. So, with this going to be taking a while to just work, craft mana, go into the mana spreader, and just be making mana, I do think I'm going to call it good here. A little over the usual hour that I like to try and have these episodes be at. But we have made some good progress today. We've got our first of the newest breed of chickens, the coal chicken. We've got several 1010 chickens that are now producing as needed. We have the mana setup going, creating mana, as well as some automation for automatically compressing the cobblestone that is created from the new cobblestone, the upgraded, I should say, cobblestone generator. Shift all that in there to auto. Look at that. That is so nice. Now, obviously, I can like manually do it faster than this, and it doesn't take power for me to manually do it. But I can also just keep this cycling through here once I get that set up, and this will just do it for me automatically. double compressed. Triple compressed. There we go. Very nice. But yes, that'll just keep cycling through as needed. Perfect. But yep, we're going to call it good here. But until next time, thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you have a good day and good game.